Welcome back and good morning. Today we have a fairly strong reading for our 3 cards. You'll notice we have what other decks commonly call the Devil. We have the Prince of Darkness. And then we have the Justice card and the Prince of Pentagrams, or as some other decks would say, the Page of Pentagrams. So we have some interesting cards, a couple that get misunderstood. One that meets with a little bit of fear, in fact, the Devil or Prince of Darkness. Now, we'll see here, upon closer examination, the figure of Set, the Egyptian Prince of Darkness, of isolate intelligence, the one who came into being, and by the act of coming into being, really defined what coming into being means and set an example. Just like the Devil card generally gets a little bit of fear associated with it, we should look at this as a card of enlightenment. What did the Devil do in the Christian paradigm, the Judeo-Christian, and even Islamic paradigm? He stood up. He defended himself and people in a similar way that Prometheus did. In the West, we celebrate Prometheus because he gave people fire, a symbol of enlightenment. And yet the same archetypal figure in Judeo-Christianity gets shafted. He gave people knowledge. Even certain Christian traditions that give him credit or give him a place of necessity, and what he did a place of necessity in the overall divine plan, won't give him much more credit than that. But the Devil, the Satan figure, the serpent, was a symbol of self-initiation, self-expression and exploration, discovery, and enlightenment. Lucifer, another word, another name associated with that figure, means light bearer or bringer of light. And yet we want to look down on that character. This card has a beautiful, though small, brilliant depiction of the enlightenment that we should look for and generate in ourselves, whereby we can release ourselves from the chains that bind us and become something more balanced. Now, if we look at this in terms of past, present, and future, either we already have or we soon will move from those chains because of the work that we've been doing into a much more balanced, well-reasoned, logical, sound position depicted by justice. Notice the flames at the bottom of the card. Excuse me. To move from here to here requires some refining, requires some burning away of the dross. It requires immolation of parts of ourself so that we, as better versions of ourselves, can, like the phoenix, rise through the ashes. Just take a moment to ponder her. What do you need to do to ignite those flames and to move into that position? Work on it, ponder on it, think on it, study on it. Most importantly, do it. Now, one might think that that would lead to nothing but good and even more solidity, but one has also lived some of their life and probably knows things don't always, and seldom do, go so simply. Excuse me. Instead, once you've gone from this position, you'll see some effects in the environmental aspect of your life. You'll probably take note of something or some things that need attention, that need change. Now, only upon realizing that change takes place right inside first, until we realize that, the outside world probably won't do a whole lot. It'll carry on. In Hermetic philosophy, we run into the idea of mentalism, the idea that the universe is of a decidedly mental nature. Now, we may not, in fact, we cannot change the universe fundamentally. However, we can and must, and I associate these sorts of changes with the pentagram suit as a whole. We can and must realize that we have the capability to have a ripple effect on the universe by changing things within ourselves. If home life has been chaotic, can we change our spouse? Can we change our roommates? Can we change our children? No. But can we order ourselves better in here and in here, in our hearts and minds? A largely mental decision. Can we do that? Yes. And suddenly, we've motivated ourselves to change some things, and those will lead to further changes that other elements of our life will make. So, don't get comfortable in the justice position, as this fellow seems to have gotten, but instead view it all as a bit of a cycle. And now that you find yourself in this position of having to get up and move, recall you've already done this and survived and begun to thrive in ways that previously, as these chained beings, you may not have anticipated or even imagined. What did you learn from that experience? Look back and apply it now. Look back and apply the process now. And you can continue to grow, develop, improve, and transform.